Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or should I say, just more or less good morning, where I am here in Zakynthos at the moment. Jane and I had a little bit of a late night last night, as long as the curfew would allow. And basically, we went for a beautiful meal yesterday evening to the Stecky and a couple of sore heads this morning. That's all I can say. But anyway, the morning this morning, absolutely glorious. A lot nicer than yesterday was. The weather forecast from the lovely Amanda. She says, morning Ginge, Sunday's weather, sunshine with cloud, highs of 24 degrees, will feel like 26. Enjoy the day. And yesterday, we went up to the north part of the island, up to see a friend and drop some birthday presents off for her. Happy birthday to Michelle for today. And to be honest, the weather up there was really weird. It obviously rained yesterday quite heavily through the day. And as we were driving up to Aegean, you could see where the rain had been. We obviously didn't have it where we were in Macardo, but other parts of the island did actually get rain. And there were also reports of hailstones over in Kefalonia. Can you believe that? Absolutely really weird weather. But today, absolutely glorious. It is beautiful. Also as well, just a little breeze blowing. I'm not sure if you're hearing that on the mic, but all in all, a beautiful weekend at the moment here. Right, let's crack on and look at the news then for the last 24 hours here in Zakynthos. It's been an absolutely interesting, shall we say, last few hours. Quick, first of all, as always, quick look at the COVID stats, how they are going at the moment. And the good news is the COVID stats are sort of on the decline at the moment. New infections for yesterday, 1,957, which was down from 2,188 on the previous. 2 new cases were identified into the country. That's down as well from 5 on the previous report. Now, according to the national statistics, there's been no new cases in Macardo. There's been 1 case in Kefalonia, 11 new cases on Corfu and 2 cases on Zakynthos. But locally, nothing has been reported. But as I've started doing, I've started adding the national to the stats I've been keeping. So at the moment, Zakynthos has had 546 infections since the beginning of the year. And this month, we've had basically 21 infections. So all in all, things are looking positive on that score. When it comes to deaths, new deaths across Greece, that's actually down as well. That is 43 new deaths. That was down on 56 on the previous report. But once again, our condolences to those people that are affected, bringing the death total now since the pandemic started to 11,365. And the average age of those people was about 79 years of age. 96% of those people had underlying health conditions or were over the ages of 70. When it comes to incubated cases, they're also slipping down as well, which is good. At the moment, it's 661 people are in intensive care across Greece at the moment. That is down from 677. 413 of those are male and 248 of those are female. So there you go. That's the stats at the moment. And the news then, great news, was that yesterday we had the first flight from the Netherlands. Yay! TRANSAVIA Airlines flew in yesterday, landing just after, or just 2 minutes before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, coming from Amsterdam. And on board that aircraft, there were 47 people. And the Dutch basically normally would open the tourist season, but this year they haven't opened it as they would traditionally do. Just to remind you that this week already we had our first flights in. Basically, Edelweiss Airlines brought our first tourists in from Switzerland, and then on Thursday, that was on the Wednesday, then on the Thursday we had our first arrival of Polish. We had 5 Polish aircraft come in and drop off our first lot of Polish people. And then on that same day, we also had Belgium's arrive as well, 1 aircraft of Belgium. So what we can say now is our tourist season has kind of now kicked off. And seeing the Dutch here, let's hope that we see more Dutch arrive I know for Magdalena's at the moment, we're still looking at the demographic locally around the area where the bar is to see when it is going to be prudent for us to open. The main thing that we want, obviously, is the return of the British. There's been a lot of mixed reports at the moment in the British media as to whether Boris is going to put any more countries onto the green list. And we are fingers crossed that he puts Greece back on the green list. Once again, just want to emphasise we are a safe place to come. Lowest rate of infection, lowest rate of deaths, and also probably one of the highest rates of vaccinations across Europe at the moment. So once again, we're feeling positive that things are on the go. Now, another story for you as well. Easing of restrictions is still on the way. The Greek government has eased restrictions on retail for today, Sunday, and also for next Sunday as well. Normally, lots of places close on Sundays, all right? They like to observe the God's Day. However, shops, shopping centres and services such as hairdressers are allowed to open, although this is optional for them. They don't have to open if they don't want to open, but it is optional. And if they do decide that they are allowed to open, they can stay open until 9 o'clock at night. However, supermarkets, mini markets, bakeries, butchers, fishmongers, pastries, pharmacies, petrol stations, they're actually allowed to stay open until 22:30. Okay, so they got a bit of extra time to stay open, and that's on Sundays. Okay, anyway, also interestingly, there is a hard lockdown going on in Greece still at the moment. Been looking at the island of the South Aegean island of Kalymnos. Now, they've been under hard lockdown since May the 4th. Because of surge of infections. They have also now extended the lockdown on that island until May the 24th, as a number of new daily doses remains high. It is an island of a small population as well. It's a bit off the beaten trail. However, it does have a tourist season there, but residents there are not allowed to leave home other than for work, essential shopping, medical reasons, or to take animals to the vets. And they have a full curfew that comes into force there each day at 6 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, travel off that island is only allowed for medical reasons only. At the moment, in the whole of the Greece, that is the only place at the moment that is in an extreme hard lockdown. So the rest of the country, we should stay in green. And when Boris makes his mind up, we should hopefully get onto that green list, so people coming from the UK do not have to quarantine on their return back to the UK as well. Anyway, also some more positive news. According to the Greek startup company called Ferryhopper, they're a ferry booking agency for booking your tickets. They say at the moment they've seen a huge increase compared to this time last year in people pre-booking ferry tickets. Anyway, this month, bookings, they said, have reached the level that they saw in 2019, which confirms that if all goes well from now, with the pandemic, the tourist season will be a great success. The co-founder and chief executive officer of Ferryhopper, Christos Spatharakis, he was telling the Greek press yesterday that this May, we estimate to have some 4 or 5 times more ferry bookings than we had in April. Interestingly, the booking interest is split down the middle between Greeks obviously wanting to do their holiday and also foreigners who obviously travel to the country to go and explore. So again, that's a really good positive. As you know, we have a fantastic ferry service here in Zakynthos, so you can get from Kalymnos and come across, and during the height of the season, we expect more ferry traffic and more shipping traffic to come to the island to bring us visitors. So again, that's a positive that we are finding is a good thing. Interestingly, Greek broadcaster said on Saturday that the husband of a woman who was killed in a violent burglary in the suburb of Gallicanera on the outskirts of Athens on Tuesday saw the face of one of the suspects and described him to the police This was on the TV the other night. Anyway, the authorities now are focusing their investigation on the professional robbers who they say may have served prison sentences and have committed similar brutal burglaries in the past. The police are also examining CCTV footage from that area. Now, the victim, a 20-year-old woman who was born in Greece but also had a British passport. She was sleeping with her husband and baby when three men broke into their home just before dawn. Although her 32-year-old husband quickly revealed to the robbers where money was hidden, they had over 35,000 euros in their house, plus also jewellery as well. The robbers shoved pieces of cloth into the woman's mouth before pushing their hands against her nose and lips, which caused her to suffocate. Anyway, her husband was also bound and gagged but survived the attack. And you may remember that I reported yesterday on the funeral that took place for the unfortunate lady on an Aegean island yesterday. So once again, condolences to the family. The investigation is continuing, and we shall wait and see what the outcome is of that. And finally, a nice little local story for today. In the next few days, the Public Historic Library of Zakynthos is expected to reopen its doors to the public after work has been completed on the reading rooms. The library had actually been closed, or that part of the library had been closed since 2006 when we had an earthquake in 2006, and that work has now been completed. Anyway, speaking on Hermes Radio yesterday, the president of the library, Mr. Ferryhopper, referred to two important developments in the forthcoming days. One concerns the preparations for the opening of an exhibition which will cover the 200th anniversary of the Greek Revolution, and the other concerns the strengthening of staff within the library, so obviously that the library can now be a ongoing running concern and obviously offer a service of education and also a service to the local community. Anyway, he said most importantly, he said the staff, they've managed to be able to get extra staff, and they've either been seconded from other departments, and they've also managed to recruit staff, because at the time there was a ban on recruiting staff because of financial costs, but with help of the Education Ministry they managed to now recruit one new librarian and one assistant as well. So that means now, he says that with the team they have now at the library, it means we can expect more in the way of the calculation of the library, its contents, its restoration of its contents. You got to remember that this library, believe it or not, is the oldest library in Greece, believe it or not, and so therefore it's a bit of a treasure. So anyway, he's very pleased the way things have gone. He wants to thank again the MP of the island, who also has helped towards meetings with the Ministry of Education, and also finance from them, and also finance from the what they call the PIN fund. That's an independent fund that is used for various projects around the country, which is now obviously going to pay the wage of librarians and assistants in the running and maintaining of the library. So once again, if you ever get to Zakynthos, you'll find the library basically beside the cinema and in between Crocodile Greco, the restaurant, in in Solomon Square. Well worth going and having a little browse and having a little look. And again, once it's actually open and up and running, I think I'll probably take a little look in there myself and give you a little report on the library, because again, it's another little place to go and visit on your holiday here when you get to Zakynthos. Right, there you go. That's the news for today. All very positive. Let's have a quick look, see who's tuning in. I can see people already commenting on how great the weather is looking at the moment. Graham Chisholm is tuning in. Nice to see you looking in, Graham. Nice to have you looking. Sean Webb is watching as well. Nice to see you, Sean. Rainer Pete Dillon is also watching as well. Alf Ling is watching. Joan Bamford is watching. Lee Ann Alexandros is also watching, fella. How you doing, mate? He's a resident of the island, been here many a time. You might remember him from the Alexandros bar down in Kalamaki. Not sure where he is at the moment, but he's here on the island. Janet Cooney is also watching as well. Sam Curtis over there in Brighton says, good morning, Ginge, from a very cloudy and wet Brighton. Oh, bless you. You were having good weather as well, weren't you, for a little while? Andy J. Stars is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you. Teresa Ann Huggett is also tuning in as well. Also, who else have we got? Heather Nash is tuning in from Birmingham. Sam Curtis is saying, good morning, Heather. Oh, bless him. Barbara Telfer is watching as well. Sean Webb says, morning, Ginge. Some of us send some of that sun over here, mate. Well, I'll see what I can do. I'll pack some in a box and I'll post it over to you. I'm not sure the box will stand up to it, but you never know. It might make the journey. Rainer Pete Dillon says, top of the morning to you, Ginge, and the top of the morning to you as well. Catherine Ling is watching here on the island. Heather Nash says, morning to you and Jane. Your weather looks beautiful. Wish it was bright here. I remember when I did my show on Friday, you had fantastic weather in Birmingham, but hopefully you might get some of it back. Barbara Telfer says, morning from a damp South Wales. Oh, bless you. Lindsay Lamb is also watching up there in Laguna. Nice to have you tuning in. Nick Haviland is also tuning in as well. Brett Weston is watching as well. Martin Paula Hazel is watching in as well. Nice to have you looking in. Jean Finnerty, is that how you pronounce that? Jeannie Finnerty is tuning in as well. Nice to see you. Karen Bush is tuning in as well. Friend from many years back in Cyprus. Bless you. Nice to see you tuning in. Magdalena from Poland is tuning in. Oh, fantastic. Really nice to see you looking in, my lovely. Magdalena has her family have a little restaurant across the road in Krakow. If you ever go to Krakow, go and visit the Schindler's Factory Museum, which is absolutely incredible. A very, very interesting museum. And then across the road from there, Magdalena's family have a little Polish taverna, I think would be the best way to describe it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, Magdalena. And I hope everything's going for you guys. We know we've got your people from Poland here now over in Zakynthos, and maybe we might see you over here at some point. That'd be fantastic. So there you go. Nice little shout out to Magdalena. Anyway, Heather Nash is also tuning in as well. Steve Hinklin is also tuning in from Stoke-on-Trent. Hopefully you're going to get here soon. Steve is obviously criticising the weather. He says, Gallimera, a lovely start to the day here, but the forecast doesn't look good. He's obviously got thunder and rain happening in Stoke-on-Trent at the moment. Bless you. Anyway, Paul John Moore is also tuning in as well. Nice to have you looking in. Joan Bamford says, morning, Gins. Looks lovely there. A bit overcast here in Rotherham in Yorkshire. Claire Thompson is watching as well. Nice to have you looking in. Emma Markey from Essex is tuning in. Sean Webb says, have a great day, mate. Take care. Bless you. There you go. And David Atherton also tuning in. It says, nice and sunny in St Helens. David, was that you that was in the beach chat room yesterday during the repeat of my Friday show? Because somebody called Dave came in. Everybody's asking, who's Dave? Who's Dave? And I'm just wondering if that was you, because I know you did get in touch with me in the afternoon to ask what time the show started. But anyway, thank you for popping in. We have had some issues with the streaming yesterday. The internet everywhere, it's been absolutely awful at the moment. But don't forget, tonight I have my Northern Soul show going out tonight on beatsradio.co.uk, and I hope you'll come and join me for that. And Dave Atherton says, yes, it was me. And Karen Bush says, a few years ago, laugh out loud, about 40 years ago. Yeah, where does the time go, Karen? Anyway, 40 years ago. Can you believe it? My God, I'm showing my age now. Anyway, Teresa Ann Huggett says, good morning. Nice to see you. And that's it from everybody. Anyway, thank you once again for tuning in. I'll keep it short and brief because it's Sunday. Jane's still got a bit of a sore head at the moment from last night, and I'm feeling a bit peckish now. But anyway, keep tuning in. Once again, don't forget, come and join me this afternoon or this evening, 7 o'clock your time in the UK for my Northern Soul show. Big shout out to Zanti Pete. He'll probably be there. And also, Dave, if you can come in and watch I love the Northern Soul. I absolutely do love the Northern Soul show. It's such a fantastic show. I've got what I call my Northern voices as well. People who are talking about their experiences of the Twisted Wheel, the Stoke-on-Trent Golden Torch, and also the Wigan Casino and the Blackpool Mecca as well. So come and join me for that at 7 o'clock tonight, your time in the UK, which is... and also a big hello to Paul Booty as well, who's looking in. Nice to see you tuning in as well. Right. That's it from me. You have a great day wherever you are. Stay safe. I'll keep my ear to the ground. If I hear of anything, I'll be sure to let you know. Ta-ra!